The Airport Tram is one of the three public transport lines from the Brabantnet. And yeah, we have the Sneltram from Willebroek to the city center of Brussels. The Airport Tram from the city center Brussels North Station to Brussels Airport, what we're going to talk today. And the third public transport line from Brabant, that is the Ringtram bus, already mentioned by Marijn, who is already in service, but we're still working on bus lanes over there. So, but yeah, the Ringtram bus is also more or less connected with the region we are talking about today. So that Ringtram bus looks like that. Yeah, to be clear, the Airport Tram is more like an extension of the existing tram network in Brussels. So when we make the extension to the airport, it will be STIP MIVB who is going to operate with the tram, with the Airport Tram, for making the connection between Brussels Airport and Brussels North, the North Station in the city center. So as Marijn also said, it's more than just a tramway. This is like those 4 kilometers from the border with Brussels, situated at NATO, to A201 to Brussels Airport. I have to say from the beginning that the third segment we cannot talk about in details today, because we don't have the approval of the authorities yet of the infrastructure we proposed. But for the other segments, we had the approval from the authorities that the structure we are thinking about is more or less okay. So we will focus today on the segment 1 and segment 2. Well, it's a bit like a specific zone region over here. You see on the map in the red where the people more or less live, like in Schaarbeek and Evere, or in the city center of Zaventem. But there in between, you see there are a lot of companies, large scale commercial buildings, offices, public institutions, hotels. But there is only a unimodal access. You can access the region, the companies only by car at this moment. So by consequence, there is a lot of congestion, and the capacity of the streets are very limited now, or going to the limit itself. Nevertheless, there is still a highly dynamic environment. There are a lot of projects going on now, like Gelamco is building in the new offices for PwC. And we know that there are a lot of other project developers who wants to come in this region for even more employment. So yeah, the problem here is that the environment threatens to become inaccessible. We know all the pictures. Yeah, before the corona and before the lockdowns, it was more like this. So we make a multimodal project, to give more, to give more space, to give more air for the region, and not only to focus on giving more capacity for cars, but making the model shift possible. And so the project is not only the 4 kilometers of tramway with 6 new tram stops, but the project itself has 13 kilometers of cycle paths and 7 kilometers, of which 7 kilometers are even cycle highways. So they are 4 meters big for really go fast on the cycle highways. In the project also we have much attention for the footpaths along all the infrastructure with nowadays it's not there everywhere. And yeah, there in the project are four bicycle bridges and even one bicycle tunnel. So we want to make that model shift as the airport tram, as we had the idea in the beginning. We count on like 10,000 public transport passengers a day. We want to convince the people not to use their car every day, but to use the public transport and use the bicycles. So the airport tram is like a missing link in the public transport network. As you see here in the black, it is the railway, and there's the railway from Leuven to Brussels. But you have also there the extinction to Brussels Airport, and nowadays you have at the railway station from Brussels Airport direct connections between all the cities in the provinces capitals from the whole of Belgium. So yeah, for a few years there were only local trains who stopped at Brussels Airport, but nowadays there are like the intercity trains are stopping there. You have a very good offer of public transport of train transport at at Brussels Airport. So by creating that tram line, we make suddenly all the region, the companies here in a super fast connection with the intercity railway network. Nowadays, you have to come by bus from the city center of Brussels or from Brussels Airport to the buses who are in the traffic. But by making the tram on its own lanes, you will have a very fast and quality connection on public transport. Mm-hmm. And the same for the network of the cycling lanes in the more thick red lines, or the bicycle highways, of which we are going to create this one F201 next to the tram, make the connection like the tram between the Brussels city center and Brussels Airport. But we're also going to make the connections with other bicycle highways. And we have here north-south bicycle highway from the south of Brussels to the north of Brussels, and we have the bicycle highway from Leuven to Brussels next to the railway. So we're going to connect with those two, and even with another bicycle highway coming from Brucargo, Vilvoorde, and Mechelen to connect also here with the new bicycle highway F201. As you see, there are also spotted and dotted red lines. Well, these are the local bicycle lanes we want to create, so that that every company will be accessible by bike and by foot. Especially connected, of course, with the tram stops too. And then for the traffic, we want to make it a better, I say it, a readable network. And nowadays it's also very complex. There are different ways to get here, to get there. We want to make a bit like a structure, and also give some more air to the traffic by car. And so we made some zones, like for example here at the south side of the A201, which won't connect anymore at the Grensstraat to the highway network, but will connect to the ring, the ring around Brussels, the R0, at the Henolaan, or by a new intersection at the Hermeslaan. So and then for the north part of the region, they will have the connection at the Kennedy Laan here to the A201, and then get further to the the highway network. To go to Brussels, you can also go here to the roundabouts of NATO. So yeah, a bit more in detail now. How will it look like? As Marijn said, we want to make the region more livable, not only for people who will live in the villages or in the region, but also for the companies and people who are working there to have a very nice, more park atmosphere with the qualitative green public spaces. And especially on the hubs, on the hoppenpunten, on the hubs at the tram stops, there will be more like squares and like nice places to be. And the infrastructure itself, A201, we will make a bit like building further on the boulevard character. What's already is at the side of Brussels, to continue that green European boulevard through the direction also to Brussels Airport. But the design, it's for the tram itself, it will be a very green design. We can as they are full apart, and then there will be no use of other users of traffic users. Only the tram. We can put the tram in a real green in the green lane. We will create a lot of trees, especially for the cyclists. Will be very pleasant to cycle over there. And as I already mentioned, the hoppenpunts, the tram stops will be nice, attractive public spaces with a lot of green and spacious planting areas. Also, at every stop there will be covered bicycle shelters or parking places for the bicycles. So and there is also space for the new mobilities. Another thing we were very focused on by designing the stops is the accessibility for everyone. So as you see here, the shelters itself have like an L shape. So there is a lot of space on the platforms to walk on by 2 or 3 next to each other. But also when you are in a wheelchair or you have a trolley or you have a pram to push, there will be a lot of space and accessibility at both sides of the platform to go on, also to cross over. It's a very big focus, and then in the architecture it will be like in aluminium, very light. Well, the different stops, I think we will have 4 we can focus on. The 2 others are at the Brussels Airport. We will not focus on today, but at every stop there will be a connection between the north and the south side of the A201. There will be more compact bridges for pedestrians and cyclists, or tunnels to make the connection to both sides of A201. And the first stop is at the Hermeslaan. It's situated where Exxon and 3M is, between Exxon and 3M. An impression how the connection between both sides of A201 will be made by a bridge where you can walk and cycle. And you see here in the red the highway, the bicycle highway, who's going under the street, under the Hermeslaan. Not to have the conflicts and have a continue bicycle lane from Brussels city center to the airport. And you see here the shelters between the trees, and the bicycle shelters park your bicycle or to have shared bicycle systems, which are coming up in the cities now. The next stop is at the Grensstraat. It's where HP Hewlett Packard is, and you have the Kulligenlaan here, and here is the Grensstraat A210. As I mentioned, there will be or not mentioned, there will be a cut here for the traffic, so that the traffic which now tries to avoid traffic jams on the ring, the R0, and leaving the R0 at the Henolaan and trying to through the region here to get their way and take another on another place to go on the roundabout on the ring around Brussels. Well, we'll cut this here to avoid that traffic who hasn't be here in this zone will come through. But it means that those companies here, the traffic by car, will have two connections to the highways, or it is through Grensstraat Henolaan, or it is through the Hermeslaan with here a new intersection, a new infrastructure to go either the north direction or go into the city center of Brussels. And from the other companies will get their own exit and to go on the A201 here at the Kennedy Laan, or they can go to the roundabout at NATO and go to Brussels over there. But the stop itself, as there is a cut, we created the space for a real square, as you see here. This is the Grensstraat, this is the Kulligenlaan, and so the tram is going over. Yeah, you see, it's like it's a bit higher, the platform of the tram. So we create a space beneath. It's covered space, so people can be dry there. Take the elevator to go up to the platform, or take the stairs to go up to the platform. And we create also the space for the local bus, so there will be a connection between the tram and the bus also. We create some spaces for cyclists, not only here but also a bit further away to get there. What we do not create is parking places for cars, because we want to avoid that everybody who wants to catch a plane at the airport and pay a lot of parking at Brussels Airport, that they will come and put their car here for a few days or a few weeks, and then take the tram to Brussels Airport. So we don't see it here as a park and ride, to avoid that. We are doing a solution to get less traffic, and on the other side we would attract more cars in the region where there are already too many cars. So the next stop is at the Kulligenlaan. It's based just in front of Hotel Van der Valk, and now where they're building the new headquarters of PwC. Well, there is a connection between the train station at Degen, because you could go down from the stop to the bicycle highway, who is here next to the railway. So you can go down and then go under the A201 to go to the train stop at Degen. So there's the connection made between the train and the tram at this stop too, and also the connection between the two cycle highways, F201 from Brussels to Brussels Airport, with the cycle lane from Leuven to Brussels, F3. So this is then the impression. You see the A201 just inside of the ring, And you see here the tram stop ready to go with the bridge over the R0. And because we want the cyclists also to get on the bridge, this is the only intersection where where it could be possible that cyclists have to stop to let pass the tram to change from one side to another for the tram, and because at the other side of the ring in the Da Vinci Laan, the cycle lane is going to the north, while the tram is going to go through the Da Vinci Laan. Okay, and then the last stop, the fourth stop, we can talk about is as it in the Da Vinci Laan. It's situated. Here is Johnson & Johnson. So it's over there. This is like a hotel, I think. The office of Samsung is situated here, and this is the Olmenstraat, as we call it now. There's a roundabout, and we're going to change the roundabout by installing like a real intersection with traffic lights. So the trams will stop here. See the bicycle shelter, the green spaces around the stop. So the project planning from now on. So for 2/3, the project note is approved by the authorities. With the third segment, we will finish the design and the solutions in May to get the approval. Let's hope in June. We already started the study for the environmental impact of the project, because we needed that, and we needed the detailed design to be ready at the end of this year to have the dossier for the building permit, in the hope that we have that we'll get the building permit in the mid 2022 next year, in the summer of next year. Well, as the detailed design is finished at the end of the year, we could start to make the public tender. From the moment we have the building permit, so we can make a choice for for the companies who are going to build the project. And very important for you is that we are going to try to make collaboration agreements with the companies, especially the companies who have their site next to the project, because sometimes we need to buy a piece of land to create the new infrastructure. So we'll take it this year and next year to make those agreements, and this also will give you the opportunity to talk with us and to ask us if there are some measures we have to say to the constructor during the works, that there will be less problems during the works. Because maybe next year, we hope next year that the companies from water and electricity that they will start their works, small works as we call them, to do them already next year, so that we can start with the real works in 2023. And I think we will need at least 3 years to do all the constructions for the tram and all the other infrastructure, so we can start driving with the tram on the new tracks in 2026.